Beyond Two Bridges is brought to you by NFP, an Aon company, and a proud partner of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce.
We've personally worked with NFP, and they've helped us both find real savings on our annual premiums.
As a chamber member, you can access preferred home and auto rates, along with expert guidance across a wide range of insurance needs, from business and travel to pet coverage and more.
They'll help you find the right protection and maximize your value. Visit nfp.ca or call 1-877-337-9203 to learn more. Welcome back to Beyond Two Bridges. This is our season finale. I'm here with Ryan. Welcome.
Hello.
Today is going to be kind of a fun day. I want to take the opportunity to kind of reflect on the whole season and talk about some of our highlights.
Yeah, no, agreed. It's, I'm a little out of sorts right now, to be completely honest with you.
Why is that?
I'm sitting on the couch. I don't know what it's like to be over here on your side of the world on the couch, but I'm enjoying it.
Okay, good.
It's more comfortable in the chair.
Fair enough.
But I feel like less like over there, I'm grilling people. Here it's a conversation.
Right. I think you sat here one time in the entire season.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember when that. Yeah.
Wasn't Hilda, wasn't Craig.
Oh, you know what? It was one of our take fives.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just kind of sitting here.
Yeah, back when we did that.
Yeah. We're going to probably talk a lot about the things that we have done and the things that have morphed from what they were initially.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a learning experience. I mean, I love the take fives. I still love the premise of it. The execution was challenging.
Yeah.
Like I would love to give a weekly update to, what we've been up to the chamber world. I mean, especially over the last month, 2 months, we've had one heck of a roller coaster, but it just doesn't work out as far as timing.
Yeah, it was interesting. When you look back on like even our very first episode where we were sitting up in a different space.
Over there.
That's right. And the people that are listening, they can't see where over there is. But
I'm just
it was
point
another podcast studio.
It's over there, up there. No, same studio.
Same studio, different room in the studio. But it was like, it felt very serious because it was great.
Yeah.
But it just, it didn't reflect how we were wanting to move forward.
And we forced you to have whiskey.
Cheers. Yes, salute.
What do you think?
Oaky and very mild. Nope. Yeah, it's not necessarily something I would pick up off the shelf. But it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people didn't know it was 7:30 in the morning when we filmed that.
On a Monday.
Yeah. Start to the week.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Other than my experience with that, but
yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We will for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a great opportunity. We have at this point in time, sitting here on the couch with you, we are filming our 23rd podcast, which to me is a really robust season to start off with.
Why 23?
Because we didn't get to 26 like I initially wanted.
There we go. And we love Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Chicago Bulls.
Yeah. We're number 23.
And also he played golf
45 too, I think,
in the movie Looney Tunes. Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam.
Yeah.
Kids love Space Jam. The LeBron Space Jam was not as good as the MJ Space Jam.
Right. I tried to watch it and then I stopped halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost of a certain age. It's almost your birthday.
Wow.
But you're too old to be watching Space Jam by yourself.
Yes, you're not wrong. But here we are. Sometimes you need a little levity in your life. Thanks for
We're getting Chris laughing in the background here. We're going to have Chris on a little bit later, the magic producer behind everything, make us look good, cut all the crappy parts out or leave it. But we'll have Chris on a little bit. But let's go through our guests a little bit. Yeah,
for sure. Well, how do you want to go through the list? Do you want to kind of start off from the top?
Let's just talk from day one. Day one, we were in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about all the things we were going to do.
Right.
And then we didn't necessarily do all of those.
Yeah, or maybe any of them.
I think if we go back to the premise of what the show was, it was about telling stories about people that unique perspectives. You had the arts perspective. I had the sports perspective was kind of how we were kind of separating the two. I had municipal, you had.
Love of Windsor.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we thought originally to bring on guests, where it'd be a little bit more of my guest versus a little bit more of your guests. And I think if I'm reflecting on what that looked like, yeah, probably to a degree that kind of worked. But honestly, I think when we met with these people, it was great to uncover, if each person was an onion, there's a lot of layers to every single person.
Yeah, and it's interesting how the conversations went about uncovering how both of our past lives kind of intermix with what they do or bring to Windsor-Essex. So, I mean, each guest kind of was a reflection of what we do outside in the real world.
Real world and then our chamber world.
Yeah.
So first guest we had was, let's call him your guest.
Yes, so we started off with Craig Ramsey. So fitness influencer, also winner of Amazing Race Canada. But that was our very first guest, and we didn't know what to expect. We thought talking to somebody was going to be, a way to uncover, as you said, kind of that peel back those layers. And it really, I mean, for me, at least personally, we were able to jump into that experience without really knowing what to get into, but I think that set the foundation for the way in which that we brought all of our other guests on.
Yeah, Craig was great. Super easy to get along with and uncover his traits, skills, abilities. I mean, he's a pro, right? Like at the end of the day, he does this for a living. He's a on-air, off-air talent. We talked a lot about Harrow.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about Harrow. Shout out to Harrow out there.
Shout out to Harrow. Yeah.
What are people from what are Harrowites called? Heroines?
I don't know. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
I don't know either.
But that being said, I'm sure we can ask Andrew when we get back to the office because he's from Harrow, and I'm sure he'll love the fact that we're talking about Harrow again.
Love Harrow. Okay, number 2, we had Hilda on.
Yes.
Warden Hilda McDonald. So Hilda was excellent. Okay, let me backtrack half a second. If I say this person was excellent, that doesn't mean the other people were not.
Okay.
Right? For all the listeners out in the world, and if I didn't say, you're excellent. Okay,
that's
everyone is
right
excellent. However, Hilda was fascinating.
It was interesting to have Hilda on because, again, we host, typically we host an annual Warden's Luncheon with her and her team, and having her come on with a different hat on. Her conversation is just like super easy to, she's just a good conversationalist.
Yeah.
She's down to earth, and she is, really, again, she is very dynamic in the way that she brings information to the forefront.
Yeah, she talked about being a small business owner. She talked about the challenge of leadership, governance, being an elected official. Very, very interesting perspective.
One thing that she brought up that I think resonate with, and I'm sure we can get into it a little bit later, but she said at a certain point in her career, she found the way in which to not care what other people thought of her decisions. Not that she doesn't care, but it was a good reminder that sometimes you're going to do things that won't necessarily resonate with everyone.
Yeah, and making tough decisions.
Yeah.
Right? That, she thought she would make the call on what she thought was best for the community, and that doesn't necessarily mean everybody.
Right.
Guest after that, Dardis Willis. What a fun guy that guy is. Talk about community spirit. Both Canadian and U.S. side of the border, being an American citizen, talking about how much importance there is between Windsor-Essex. Dardis was, fascinating. I continue to talk with him.
Yeah, Dardis's conversation was interesting for me because, again, I don't come from a sports background. Surprise, that's the shocker of the season. But knowing that we have this professional grade basketball team here with guys that are like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, literally
like that.
7 feet
Like
tall.
that's
There's
crazy.
7-footers there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dardis was amazing. We've had so many amazing guests this first season. I'm just going to run through the list, and then we can go back through and maybe pick some highlights and stuff like that. But okay, so we had Dardis, then we went Shane Potvin, then we went with Danielle Campo, then we went with Tal Chudner, then we did Ember Ridge, the 2 ladies from Ember Ridge, Amanda and Sandy. Remember, they didn't remember. People forgot who was Sandy, who was Amanda.
Right.
Yep. Did you screw up with that?
Never.
Of course not.
No, of course.
We had Dean Josiane Marsan, Dan McDonald, who is, I had no idea how much of a movie buff he was, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, Dan is just arts in all capacities. All arts.
Just arts. Melissa Bishop followed, talked about her leadership and her incredible athletic achievements. We got into Chef Zuli. Yvonne Pilon, where we talked about being thumbs.
That picture will go down in infamy. I am going to use that as my screenshot.
We've had
for
a
you.
couple amazing photos come out of this. The thumb photo and the fish fly photo.
Oh, recently, yeah. Yeah. Attack of the fish flies.
Yeah. Vincent Georgie was, again, a great guest. Gordon Orr, Moya McAllister, Fadi Bidowid from Nuts for Dates, Justin Tewin, Merdru Dawkins. Why am I blanking on the next one? I mean, maybe it's just I can't read from that.
No,
away.
we had right afterwards, I believe it was Gina Faka.
Gina Faka, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Josh Reed.
Yep.
From Pernod Ricard. We had my two buddies, Alex and Marcin, the winners of the Windsor-Essex Iconic. And then that brings us to today.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to talk about specifically in there that you would just go like, oh, let's quick rehash that episode?
Well, I mean, it's definitely interesting to talk about Dan McDonald.
Yeah.
If we talk about Windsor-Essex and how we bring the community together, he's literally the voice. I think of him as the voice, one of the voices of Windsor-Essex. And his episode definitely allowed us to get into different establishments in Windsor's history, but also like the music scene, which he obviously is very well known for. I have known Dan for a long time, and that episode was just really fascinating to kind of get into a little bit more of his personality.
I think it's kind of fascinating, and agreed with Dan. I think it's fascinating. We've had two like Olympic champions on here.
Yeah.
I mean, Melissa didn't win, but she's a world champion, like part of the world championship, second, I believe. And then Danielle Campo having multiple gold medals, right? Like two world-class athletes on here.
And again, they live in our region. Like they're from here, and it shows you what Windsor-Essex can accomplish.
And then we've had a number of our affinity partners on here, and like big time members of the Chamber of Commerce. You know, shout out to Josh Reed with Hiram Walker and Sons.
Yep.
They're our longest
Pernod Ricard.
Yeah, because it's not Pernod Richard, Matthew. Our longest standing member.
Yeah. Over 100 years of a membership.
Over 100 years. Justin Tewin, one of our affinity partnerships with Med Excellence. Fadi, right? You know, all of these people are major parts of our community.
Yep.
Like when I say the community, the chamber community, but also the greater Windsor-Essex community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I look down our list, when I think back on the conversations that we had, I think we checked off a lot of the boxes that we had hoped for, which was to bring different people to the table to explain how they came to be and how they are helping to continue to grow Windsor in one way, shape, or form.
Who specifically told us how they came to be? Why don't you tell me how those people came to be?
Well, in terms of like their professional careers,
I was
and
going
kind
a completely
of
different
I know
direction
you
with that.
were, and I'm trying to bring it back into some sort of tangibility that I can have a little bit of
their
grace with my
journey, their
answer.
path.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that kind of ties in with the questions that we asked all of them, which I mean, always ended with what's their secret sauce and what do they hope the vision of Windsor-Essex is?
Yeah, I love getting into the secret sauce, and we'll talk about that after. But maybe now's a good time to bring in the person that was behind the camera the whole time, the guy that got to experience it with us, made the magic happen, as they say. So we'll be right back with Chris, and we'll lead in with our guest for the day, Chris from All In Content.
All right, welcome back to Beyond Two Bridges. We're here now with our very special guest, our friend Chris Hanna from All In Content. Welcome.
Wow, great to be on the show.
Finally,
Thank you.
we finally have you.
The man behind the camera, the person that we were yelling at, like, Chris, fix this, makes us better.
Add this in.
First off, how are you?
I'm great.
How has the season been for you?
It has been remarkable in the sense that I think I've learned so much more about the two of you and see the shenanigans behind the
I was going to
scenes.
say, like,
Sorry
what?
to hear about that.
No, but like to see the personality and the fun that the two of you have,
Yeah.
I think has been remarkable.
What
And I've had the opportunity at
What a
networking
facade
events.
we're pulling off, eh?
Well, to hear people say like they now know you so much better, I
You're
feel
right.
that way too.
Cool.
Which I think has been really cool.
I mean, I will say that I've heard that as well, like at different events, and people are like, oh, we're watching you guys just like really come to life. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't think I'm any different in person than I am on here, but maybe this gives us an opportunity to showcase us a little bit more.
I think I'm the exact same.
Dry and dull. It's perfect.
Pretty much. Yeah, really, really flat. Question. Why is your microphone farther away than mine is?
Oh,
You're the pro. What do we do here?
Hey,
we screwed this up the
I
entire
project
season.
my voice pretty good, so
Yeah.
I will be able to come through loud and clear, no problem.
Okay.
Some people struggle with it, though. That's why I want them really close. I have mine out because I'm a very loud talker.
The other thing that most people don't know is there's a camera or like the screen right there. And this is the second time now that I've been sitting in this chair. And I can't help but look over there and like judge myself the whole time.
See, and I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, you
And
love
I'm-
it. I
And I'm
hate
like, wait a minute, what's my angle? Yep, that's perfect right there.
See, if I was sitting in your spot, I would be doing the same thing. I'd be
There's the
staring
ang-
at myself.
Wow, look at that jawline. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You know how I don't look like I've aged a lot? Every year I gain like 3 to 5 pounds. It's natural Botox. So you just get a little bit fatter and the wrinkles don't show through.
Yeah.
And then if you're 6'5" and underbite, people think you're skinnier than you are. It's great. That's my secret.
There's your secret
Yep.
sauce.
And then like really, really bright lighting really washed me out. I feel great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about you, Chris.
Sure. What do you want to talk about?
This podcast studio. Every single person that's come in here, people said place is incredible. It's a very cool venue. Tell me your inspiration behind it, why you did it, and how people can track you down on it.
So for years, I would go and I would record with people all over Windsor-Essex. I recorded in offices, cars, bathrooms, you name it. I recorded in a lot of random spots.
What did you record in a bathroom?
People shot videos
Sound
in a
effects.
bathroom.
Sound
Like they were
effects.
literally talking about plumbing and stuff like I've recorded a lot.
Okay,
plumbers,
okay.
and
Plumbers
bathrooms.
and
Makes
property
sense.
managers and real estate people.
Yeah.
And so I recorded everywhere.
Beyond
And
Two Bathrooms with Chris Hanna.
there you go. So a lot of people would ask me
The
like,
sequel.
how I want to do more
Yeah.
long form content. I want to do more
Chapter
podcast creation. And so I was like, you know what, why don't I create a studio? And so I had a single room studio that I had in a real estate office. And I was like, I need to mix it up and I need to have more locations. So I wanted, something where I could find multiple plots for people. And this ended up being the spot. So now you got 4 different rooms that people can choose between and really make a difference here.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
When you joined and I'm just bringing this up because of kind of what you are now sharing out into the universe with your studio space. But when you joined the chamber, and I remember watching your videos, and it was always, I believe, in your house.
It was my house, yes.
In your basement, like in your office,
Yes.
in the basement or something like
I
that.
recorded a lot at home.
So I remember that transition where it went from house to studio space. And I think it has really amplified the way that you can get different messages out there.
Yeah.
It's been fascinating to see.
Well, because I batch record videos, right? That's my claim to fame. You spend a couple hours with me and I literally set you up for months. So I would record 150 plus videos at my house.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like I can record hundreds of videos here with people or myself, and I can switch locations and switch shirts and do everything, right? It just makes life easier. Plus, multiple cameras on you, right? Like right now we have 3 different cameras that are on us. So that
Point to
makes it
each one.
easier. 1, 2, and this one, you can't see me, but
I'll
over
point
there.
to it.
There you go.
Perfect.
So that just made life easier as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the secret behind what we do when we do this batch recording. Matthew and I will bring like 4 changes of outfits, and sometimes we don't change our pants; we just change our shirt.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Wow, that guy wears that same pair of jeans almost every episode." Well, it's probably because we filmed 6 that day, and I didn't really want to change my pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, jacket on, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, sleeves rolled down, and then that's why the 5 for 5 didn't really work because we'd be filming 3 months in advance, 2 months in advance, and then releasing them as we go. So that is the magic behind Chris and All In Content Studio.
When you are behind the cameras, and for example, with our podcast, and you're watching them play out, what goes through your head when a specific moment in time happens, like in a conversation that Ryan and I are having, and you're like, oh, this makes sense to like put out in a smaller clip form or whatever.
Clip it.
Yeah, like what? How do you process that as a producer?
So there's a couple things. When I'm sitting behind the camera, I'm sometimes restraining laughing at certain moments because there's some really funny moments that you guys have had.
It's weird because we think we're funny sometimes, and it's just crickets in here.
Yeah.
Like there's no laugh track.
And so
or
I
anything
literally like biting my lips sometimes. But then I'm like, okay, mental note, at this time, you stamp, this is something that we want to be able to pull as a clip, right? Because this is a really key moment or this is something really fun or
poignant,
interesting, right? Do we want to capture? Like I'm constantly having to be aware of that. Where are the moments that we can find? Because that's what you have. Like you have lots of moments and stories that people will be able to share. So I'm constantly having to pay attention to what's going on while also going back through. What people don't realize though, when you're doing a podcast, there's a lot more editing that happens behind the scenes. Like sometimes we're going back and through doing these 3 or 4 different times to kind of find those moments, switch the angles, whatever it is.
Maybe it's my gerbil brain thinking, but every time you say moment, it's going back to Kelly Clarkson winning American Idol and a moment like this is playing. That's what's going through my head right now.
Yeah.
As much as I'm focusing on what you're saying, I can't help but think of Kelly Clarkson.
That's probably an issue.
Sorry,
And that's how everyone knows that I am working with a crazy person.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
like when I'm watching the screen and I see like you taste whiskey and don't like the taste,
Yeah.
there's a moment that I
Mhm.
want to make sure I want to use that angle of Matthew because you got this look where you really did not like maybe a certain drink or something that you really did enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, then who's behind the counter or the camera today?
So we got Brooklyn from our team behind the
Brooklyn. Shout
camera.
out to Brooklyn. Hi, Brooklyn.
And how do you know Brooklyn? Because you know Brooklyn as well.
I know Brooklyn because she was a business school student, but also her dad, Mike Tehan, is on our board of directors. So shout out to Brooklyn.
And she came because as a result of the chamber, right?
There you go.
The first person I ever met at a Wake Up Windsor was her dad.
Yeah. You know what's pretty cool is, I mean, you're really entrenched in our world, and our world is so relationship based. You know, I go back to some of the comments that I've heard throughout the past year. What was the Danielle Campo comment? She made something about like,
Oh, boy, we were
connect
just talking
before
about
you connect before you collect,
Yeah.
right? And that's talking about the relationships. And I mean, that's one of my favorite moments from the past year where Danielle said, you got to connect before you collect. And I think that's one of the key things about the chamber, yourself and, you know, our world is you build those relationships and you don't know when they may come to fruition. I mean, in this case, Brooklyn met you a year and a half ago or so, year and a bit ago.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, she's now working with you. And that's that connection before you end up collecting. And I think it's extremely important. So how do you find clients? What's your method of tracking people down?
So it's a combination of I pump out content all the time, organic content nonstop. So I'm batch recording that content, but then it's showing up to networking events, right? Whether it has been the Wake Up Windsor, whether it's been an after business.
Plug. Thank you.
I'm doing a lot of plugs, but the chamber has been instrumental from that perspective, being able to connect me with other people.
Thank you.
Right? Whether it has been, you know, just a referral. Like I remember we went and recorded with a landscaping company, right? And next thing you know, they become one of our clients, right? Being able to find all these people that we connect with. So it's been content with connection has been the biggest thing that's helped us.
I think, I mean, you kind of brought it up too, that we went out at one point in time, actually twice specifically. But so our small business summit is what it is today because of Chris having the ability to, you know, jump on board with me and my crazy idea year one in the chamber world and wanting to do some social media content to showcase some small business owners. And that turned into, I think, like 15 3-minute videos that we used. We did a lot in, I think it was in the month of September into October of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. And that grew into a small networking opportunity the following year with the social media push. And we scaled it back a little bit more intentionally. And then year 3 in 2025, nope, that doesn't make sense. So 2023, 2024 was a little bit bigger. And then 2025, we had Small Business Summit. And of course, you were one of our speakers. So again, how Ryan said that you're entrenched in the chamber network, it's not an understatement. You really are. You've helped us grow some of our signature events and have created these really cool opportunities for relationships and networking.
I absolutely am such a huge proponent of what you do. You know, being able to have those connections, to be able to be the voice of business. It's I think it's massive for the region. In the last year, you've had to go through a lot since you've come on board as well. A little bit of work, but like it's been
Thanks,
amazing.
Donald
It's been amazing to see what's happened and the evolution of what the chamber has been able to offer the region as well.
Yeah, and you know what? It really has been an interesting year and a bit since I've been in the role. You know, I give credit to the folks that came before me too. Matt, Rakesh. I didn't know the folks before that, but you know, it's not an easy chair to be in. It's not easy to run a chamber of commerce. You have people pulling you in all different directions at all times, and you try to be responsible and support everyone as best as you possibly can. So, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to say it enough, but shout out to Matt Marchand and Rakesh Naidu for their previous work with the chamber. You know, they set a very strong foundation for us, and going back 150 years, right? We're older than 150 now. So there's been generations and decades of people before me, before us, setting us up in this Windsor-Essex economy. And I think, you know, we're going to continue to work our butt off on behalf of folks like yourself, our listeners out there, and our overall region. So yeah, thank you for letting us help tell these stories.
It's been a blast. Like I've absolutely enjoyed it. I've learned so much as well from every guest that's come through. Or there's certain samples that I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go buy that now because I want to experience that too. Because half the time I was like, oh, I wish there was a little bit extra for me behind the camera.
We
'Cause
don't
it was,
feed
it was
Chris.
great. Yeah,
We
no
don't
feeding, no drinking for me.
Don't feed the cameraman.
But like to me, absolutely have just enjoyed kind of being behind the scenes and seeing what you've been able to do.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you have a favorite moment?
I think the favorite moment might be Dan McDonald in the Windsor Ballet.
Oh, you can't. No. Okay, fine. That's my. We'll talk.
It was a favorite moment for me because he was so shocked
Yeah.
in the moment, right? And to be able to like be like, you know what? He thought it was literally a ballet, and it was something.
I was going to talk about my favorite moment later, and it was that. When Dan McDonald realized that the Windsor Ballet was a collection of strip clubs in Windsor that we were known for having, I believe, the highest per capita strip club to person in all of North America, passing Las Vegas, and it being known as the Windsor Ballet. And he's like, I've never been to the ballet. I'm like, sure you haven't, Dan. But then he realized, he's like, this is actually a strip club or strip clubs.
And part of the reason why it was a favorite moment for me, because I'm not originally from Windsor. I've only lived in Windsor for 5 years now. I legitimately thought it was also an actual ballet.
Yeah.
And until I started piecing it together behind the scenes, I was like, oh.
Why does Ryan
I'm
giggle
getting
every
it.
time he says Windsor Ballet?
I didn't understand it until that moment as well. So it kind of like, as much as you're kind of laughing about Dan, I'm laughing about myself as well, because I'm like, I didn't realize that connection.
But like, to that point and why it was iconic. I mean, that was a huge part of Windsor's history, right? If you think back on, I don't want to say the glory days of downtown Windsor, but when I was growing up at 18 or 19, 20 and up, we had thousands of Americans coming over. Downtown Windsor was booming. We had lineups for an hour. There were strip clubs all over. Windsor was a different animal then. It was interesting. I'm not saying it was better or worse, but it was part of our history. So I thought it was iconic to make sure that we included it. Yeah. I don't know if it'll make 2.0 though.
Right. Yeah, we'll get into that, but I don't know.
Probably not. No.
Maybe not.
What so we've asked every guest. We've had, what is your secret sauce? What do you think makes makes your business successful? That, that's a message you can share for the audience.
I think it comes down to two words that are in the name of my company, all in. It's a mindset that I've believed for a long time. I love poker. I'm a little bit of a gambler. And I think
Poker Chip didn't tick it.
No, well, yeah, didn't give it away. But to me, I think it's a little bit of that. I think it's that all-in mentality that I've had. The best decision I ever made was betting on myself, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of my wife. Saying, you know what, hey, you're miserable doing stuff for other people the way you're running other businesses. Why don't you bet on yourself and go all in? And we had that conversation, and that changed everything. And now I go all in for our clients and for what we do, and all in on content and video. That has been massive. That mentality has changed everything for me, taking those risks. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Running a business is hard, but it was the best decision I ever made. So to me, it's the all-in mindset.
That's fantastic. I mean, and again, we've already said it, as somebody who is living in this world with you, this network with you, we see it, like the fact that you are showing up, the fact that you are speaking on behalf of Windsor-Essex, and people are resonating with that, and they find you. So where can people find your socials or find you online?
So they can find us at allincontent.ca. You can also book a studio session at studio.allincontent.ca. Socials, All In Content Inc. Or Chris Hanna Show is my own personal ones. We're publishing content nonstop. Again, we're batch recording content, so we're always out there, as we advise every business owner to do. Always be consistently putting yourself out there.
What's the other question we always ask?
Right. I was going to get into that, but I was also going to say they'll find you at networking events.
Every
chamber networking
if there's
event,
a chamber
you'll be there.
networking event, I am 100% there. I tell everybody that they need to show up to chamber events. Every breakfast one, definitely show up as well.
You were there last week?
I was there.
Yeah, I know you were.
All right. So as Ryan said, we have one final question that we ask every guest, and that's, what is your vision? What do you believe Windsor-Essex in the next 15 years will look like? Whether that is with respect to small business or just the region as a whole.
I think if you look at the course of the last couple of years with the proliferation of AI, our industries that we're going to see here are going to be so different. AI has transformed everything over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's going to continue to happen. I think you're going to see way more different opportunities, more different industries that are going to be able to leverage this technology. The technology itself is going to be just game changing. And I also think with how things have been over the last couple of years between Detroit and Windsor and Canada and America, you'll see a coming together that's going to be really, really strong over the course of the next 15. administrations are going to change. And so as a result, I really see technology being such this key factor that pulls everyone together. And Windsor, I think, is going to have some very exciting times as long as we continue to embrace what's new. Because there's a lot of, it's scary when there's change, but like if you can embrace it and go all in on it, it can be pretty powerful. And I'm excited about where things go.
Yeah. I mean, what you just said, it's true. Change is scary, but change is inevitable. So I think that if there's more organizations that are doing what we're doing, which is kind of just going with the flow and being intentional with why we're doing things, I think Windsor-Essex as a whole will change for the better.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a very short break. Chris, thank you for being a great partner with us. Thanks for being a great affinity partner with us. Thanks for producing a great show for us. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being our friend.
Well, thank you guys for going all in and going on and using video and podcasting. It's, again, a great way to share your message.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back after this break, and we'll talk about our best of the season, our thoughts.
We all know the importance of video in today's world, but the challenge is for many people, they think it's hard. You have gear, you've got software that you have to learn, you've got to figure out the lighting. But what if you didn't have to worry about that? Here at All In Content, our goal is to make videos easy for businesses throughout the Windsor-Essex region. In our studio, you can choose between one of 4 sets to ultimately help set your business up for success. Come in and spend 2, 3, 4 hours and batch record enough content to set yourself up for months. It could be videos for social media, it could be training videos, it could be podcasts. Whatever type of video content you're looking to do, you can do it here. Don't buy the gear, don't figure out the software, don't worry about the lights. We've got you covered at All In Content. And as an affinity partner with the Windsor-Essex Regional Chamber of Commerce, that means chamber members get exclusive discounts, access, and prioritization here at the studio. Visit our website, allincontent.ca, to learn about everything we do. Or if you're ready to book your studio session, visit studio.allincontent.ca.
All right, folks, we're back. This is the last segment we've got of this season, and the season was one heck of a run. We had a lot of fun with it. Let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite moments over the past 6 months or so that we've been running this. So, let's start with Taste of the Region. Least favorite.
I mean, what I will say is nothing that we've tasted has been extremely awful.
Here we go.
No, but honestly, something that I did not enjoy the most would have been episode number 1, where we had our legacy whiskey tasting. You caught me off guard.
I surprised you with that.
Did.
Yeah,
you
that
did.
was great.
And I think I, for lack of better words, choked it back. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say.
You know what the other thing was crazy is that we filmed that at 7:30 in the morning on a Monday. And just a nice way to start your week with a 200-year-old, well, not 200-year-old, the legacy whiskey from Hiram Walker. I loved it, but
listen, it's just not for me.
It's not for you.
It's not for everyone.
No,
but you can always buy it for somebody for a gift.
It is for everyone. My least favorite, and this is... It's not Chef Zuli's product. It is the idea that meat should be in a pie.
Okay, so you're talking about Chef Zuli.
Chef Zuli's meat pies, not a reflection of her meat pies. I am staunchly against any type of meat that is in pie form. Shepherd's pie,
okay,
disgusting. Meat pies, no thank you. So it's the premise of it. These things should not all be mixed together. Her meat pies were pretty good as far as meat pies go, but just the notion of what a meat pie is, cut.
See, and just as you are so passionate about whiskey, I will have to back the meat pie up because as a French Canadian, meat pie is where it's at. I love a good tortilla.
What is it in French? Tortilla.
Tortilla.
I don't eat turtles. Thank you. Okay, your favorite things.
Favorite
What's your favorite taste? Yeah.
I am gonna say 2.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Nuts for Dates. We had a variety of date balls that we got to taste, and I continue to buy them to this day. But also Lakeside Pickles, bringing those on was definitely for me top tier.
Yeah, we've had some good ones.
I buy Lakeside Pickles literally every week.
We gotta get Lakeside Pickles in here.
Yeah.
Who's Mr. Pickle? Or Mrs. Pickle?
We'll find them
Do
out.
you think their last name's Lakeside?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Lakeside Pickles. Reach out to us. Season 2, episode 1 with the pickle people.
With the pickle people. What about you?
I mean, my favorite. I do love pickly things, so I
Sure.
definitely enjoyed that. I mean, I love the 42-year-old whiskey that Drew and I, the mayor and I had, and you joked
Which
it back again.
no, for that one
Yeah, yeah.
actually, no. Listen, because the mayor taught me how to properly drink a whiskey, which you never did. So thanks for that. If I inhale it through my nose first, it actually is easier on the palate.
Okay.
So
Well, there you go. No, I think
I
we
didn't-
had a lot of really good things. What did we have with the Ember Ridge folks? We had bocconcini.
we had Galati cheese.
Galati cheese. Oh, I love that. That
Yeah,
was
that was a
delicious.
great one.
There's some really good ones out there. Popcorn. Everybody loves
I
popcorn.
mean, yeah, our most recent episode, we had pizza. Like, who can say?
Can't go wrong with pizza.
Right, it was perfect.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to go back and go like, okay, that one. You
Right.
think we'd have that listed, but we don't.
Why would we?
Of course. But anyways, I actually love the taste of the region. I had a lot of people come back and go like, that was a cool idea. Like featuring products from the region. Like, what was our first one? Hyena?
Yeah, Hyena energy.
Yeah.
Hyena.
Yeah.
It was like a
Non-alcoholic
non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
Not energy drink.
No, non-alcoholic beer. So what we did most times, and I don't know if everybody picked up on this, is we tried to find products that fit with the theme of the people,
Right.
right? Craig being an athlete, we said, all right, non-alcoholic beer.
Which, when he looked at the ingredients, it had a high sodium content, which he was like, it's perfect for after a run.
Yeah, and the ladies from Ember Ridge, like we brought that in specifically because that's one of the appetizers they make.
Yeah.
So anyways, method to our madness.
And we also had a lot of people reach out to us about how can we feature our products
did.
on it. So it's
season 2 episode next season.
That's right.
Yeah. Get at us. We'll get you on TV.
B2B at Windsor-Essex-Chamber.org.
Is that what it is?
That's right.
Yeah,
That's the email.
I didn't check the email. I don't check
Sounds
email
about
very
right.
much. Most surprising guest. Who's your most surprising guest?
Oh, I would say for that, honestly, having Gordon or on from Tourism Windsor, also Invest Windsor-Essex, Gordon was surprising, not because I don't know him as a person outside of the Chamber Network, but having him on, the ability for him to banter with us was like
he is world-class banter.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So again, I knew
we
that
kicked it
about
off right
him,
away with like
but yeah, it's
his
perfect.
Trumpian
His
tie.
tie was a little bit too long for him.
Way
but
too long.
It was
Gordon,
okay.
we love you, but the tie was too long.
We'll do a tying tutorial.
Yeah, I don't think we've worn. I think I wore a tie once on the show this year.
Mm-hmm. Well,
maybe with the mayor, I might have had a tie on.
yeah, I can't remember. I don't recall, but I'm sure Chris can pull up all of the captions of times where you were wearing a tie on the episodes.
Okay, well, you can ask me my favorite or most surprising.
I will, yes, because
this is a one-way street.
This is
right now.
typically a one-way street. I'm not clearly a great host. So Ryan Donally,
Yes, Matthew. Yeah.
what was your most surprising moment or guest?
I won't go necessarily moment because there was some sprinkled throughout. You know, actually, I'm surprised how many times we talked about ASMR on this show.
Yeah.
Like that was stunning. Like just, why did that happen? Oh,
It happened because of Hilda coming on and talking about the fact that she doesn't enjoy the sound of chewing, which I resonated with.
yeah, and we just ran with it.
We can like tap and it's ASMR.
And I hate the sound of people chewing.
Me too. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Oh,
I hate that noise.
my son does too. I can't serve corn on the cob when he comes for dinner. I have to cut it off the cob because he can't stand that sound.
There's moments where I get annoyed at myself for chewing too loud. We did. I think we probably had about 5 or 6 different episodes.
Give
where we
us an
talked
inch
about-
and we'll take a mile. My most surprising guest, I think, on the show. I mean, I knew most of them pretty well, but Fatty Bitterwood. So oddly enough, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I'm looking at a shirt, and he goes, "There's no way that's gonna fit you." And I was looking at a shirt for my son, and turn around and a big bear slap on the shoulder. It's Fatty.
It's funny.
It's Fatty. And you know what? We're in the middle of a grocery store, and it's a busy grocery store, and people are swarming us. We're standing in the middle of the aisle, like not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 large humans, large grocery carts, really stopping the flow. And Fatty and I chatted for like 10, 15 minutes. What an energy that guy has.
I mean, same thing. So I was at the staycation at Devonshire Mall a couple weeks ago, and he was one of the vendors there, and he was helping a customer. She was wanting to buy something from him. He saw me out of the corner of his eye, and he literally stopped the transaction just to like make sure that he had the chance to talk with me. The energy that he exudes is like beyond. He's a fantastic individual and a great community champion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that conversation. I mean, there was a lot that I loved, but I think Fadi's going to be a friend long term that if it were not for this show, I would have probably never really spent that time with him.
Yeah. And also, like, the amount of people that commented on all of the social media clips with Fadi in it is unbelievable.
Oh, he went nuts.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
I mean, Chris,
fantastic.
do you have any stats? Like, what was the most viral?
Fadi's episodes have got the most social counts by far.
Fadi's
Yeah,
had the
Fadi.
most social counts by far.
100%.
Yeah.
His just blew up.
Yeah, just blew up. He's got quite the following. And you know what? I thought was really fascinating about Fadi is his response time on social, like his engagement on social. For a company that you wouldn't think is, nuts for dates. That sounds great. We sell date bites, cool. But like is literally a social juggernaut.
Right. He actually, the next day after we filmed his podcast, he came to our office with literally a bag full of cheesecakes. And
Oh
he
my
was
God.
just like, eat as much as you want, give it away.
That was so good.
Great people.
was so
Him
good.
and Lena.
Okay, so we've had some amazing guests this whole time. Any highlight for the season?
Yeah, I think there's been a couple. The one that sticks out, I mean, what I'll say, and I know that we've already talked about Craig, but just having our first guest episode, I think it was episode 2, because episode 1 was just us. So having that conversation and trying to figure out what that conversation would be was a highlight because we didn't know what the direction of the podcast would be, but having the opportunity to bring people on and it worked. I think the dynamic between us two with a guest or two has been really beneficial.
Yeah, I think we started finding our voice pretty early.
Yeah.
I think we still are, right? Like, I think what we've done, it's probably evolved from a question and answer period with a lot to a little bit more back and forth and free flowing conversation and you and I poking fun at each other whenever we
Right.
have the opportunity.
Sure.
I think the guests sitting on this couch go, wow, you guys screw around with each other.
Especially
a lot.
when, like, we've, if you have watched us on YouTube, you'll notice that sometimes we had shifted positions of where we were sitting. So we found out that having the guest in between the two of us has created that banter just naturally.
Yeah. And then we can give each other like cues. So we're
Yeah.
not just dead air.
Right.
You know, actually, one of my highlights, and it wasn't a highlight, it was probably a low light. It was recognizing that we can't all chew at the same time. And we still, time after time, we bring that up. It's like, this is good. And then we're all just,
We're having a moment. Yeah.
and then we go, oh, there's dead air out there for person listening on Spotify.
And that's
or
where the editing kicks in, and Chris and his team just trim that
Clean it
back.
right up.
I'm sure we are dead air way longer than it actually appears.
Yeah. I mean, I'm generally dead air, just in human form.
So I have another. I mean, I guess that's a low light. Do you have actually have
So
a
you
highlight?
have a guest?
No,
that was
no,
a low
no,
light?
no.
I was going to say like,
I didn't
see how
say that.
goes.
You can roll
Sure,
roll the
sure.
tapes back. I didn't say that. No, you said a low light for you, but do you have a highlight
Ooh,
moment?
highlight. I had a lot of fun with the Windsor-Essex Iconic.
Mhm.
Like I think it was good radio or good, podcast, whatever this is.
Content.
Content.
Right.
Yes, content.
I mean, you and Tal really came up with
We
that concept.
really had a good time.
You brought me in your office and you said, "We're going to do this," and I said, "What's March
What is
Madness?"
this? Yeah. I'm still surprised that he went with Cadillac Jack's as the favorite downtown bar. Like I thought there was other ones. I now I'm being negative. I liked the idea that we had to tell people this was for fun.
Yeah,
And like
routinely.
right off the hop, people were like, excuse me? Like Hiram Walker didn't make it through and Featherhat guy did. Like, what are you talking about? But hey, this is the guess. They choose it.
Yeah.
It's like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, Windsor-Essex Iconic as a whole, it intimidated me right from the beginning. However, as the season went on, it definitely got super enjoyable watching our guests like have to figure out a strategic reasoning for their choices. And that part of it was really interesting to see.
The fact that EC Row went as far as it did, I was blown away, right? Like really EC Row? But the people that weren't from Windsor, they're like, yeah, the highway that goes to the city. Novel idea.
Yeah.
And then I go to other cities. I'm like, have you ever driven around
This
Kitchener
is
Waterloo?
how it always
What a
is.
crazy place that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, EC Row, just east-west, gets you across town.
15 minutes.
Yeah. Whiff, I'm glad that went far enough. I thought Fish Flies versus Whiff was an interesting discussion.
Sure.
Vincent, not surprisingly, picked his own organization to move forward. It's not very magnanimous of him, but whatever. And then, you know what the other thing super surprising? That Gordon Orr was one of the founders of WIF. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
That was I
had no
didn't
idea.
know that either. And I don't remember if it was actually, I think it was Vincent that brought that up just in advance of Gordon's episode. Cause I think if I'm remembering correctly, we shot with Vincent and then we shot with Gordon the same day, one of those batch recorded opportunities. And yeah, he told us, so we brought it up when Gordon sat down with us. So it's good to know that.
Any like of the nuggets of information, the secret sauce, any of those stick with you as like you're gonna take with you?
I mean, I think the secret sauce as a whole is a really fascinating concept that we brought into each podcast. I'm having a hard time remember one specific thing that one of our guests did. However, what I will say about the secret sauce concept was that each of our guests had intentional reasoning behind what they chose, what their personal brand messaging was. And it's just, for me, it's really fascinating to hear those stories and see how they went from point A to point B in their careers. And it's because of this one life lesson that they instilled in themselves.
Yeah, life lesson, and also it seemed that there was always a community around whatever the success was for that person, right? If I'm thinking about Melissa Bishop, we were asking, like, why was she saying we every time? And even though she was out there running, like, she's the one that's running, and we're like, you ran, you're the one busting around the track for a couple laps. She's like, no, it was my team that helped me get there. The person that I had no idea this story, which I know her pretty well, was Dean Marsan. And the fact that she came from poverty with 2 disabled parents in Montreal to become the first female dean of the business school at the Odette School of Business, like, wow, what a story that was.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, Danielle Campos stories, like her life story and all the challenges she went through, incredible. And then we talked about it earlier, but her connect before you collect, like, that has been some of the best learning I've had, is sitting here listening to guests talk about their success stories and what made them them. There hasn't been a single guest that I haven't been inspired by.
Yeah, I would say that if you look back at all of the guests, I think one resonating or connecting tissue with respect to all of them is the fact that they're showing up. They're showing up for themselves, but also for the community. And it's just, again, I think I've said this already on this episode, but it's allowing Windsor-Essex to grow because of the different types of people that are in our region elevating us.
Yeah. One heck of a season. Bravo to you. Well done.
Oh, I mean, you as well. You're fantastic to banter with.
What's your secret sauce?
Oh boy, I knew you were going to put me on my spot. I would say my secret sauce is being able to be flexible, coming to the table with the idea, but not the know-how, and bouncing off with my team or my colleagues to come to a solution that makes the most sense for everyone.
I like it.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I knew you'd put me on the spot after I put you on the spot. Usually we give each other like heads up, like,
Yeah,
I'm going to ask
no.
you this, but no, not today.
This was very much not on the cue card.
Optimism is something that I'm always like, I'm very optimistic. I think being genuine to yourself is something that's pretty important for me. Like the roles I take on, the organizations I'm with, the positions that I've had are all because, like, I believe in whatever the core underlying value is of that organization. I learned pretty early in my career that I didn't want to sell something I didn't believe in. And I love selling Windsor-Essex. And one way or another, that the success that the Chamber's had, success I've had personally, is because I love talking about the place that we live, work, play. So staying genuine to yourself. And then I also think being yourself, right? Like, I like to have fun. I like to smile every day. I like to keep it light, but there's times where you got to turn it on and be quite serious. And I think when you walk into a situation and you're not yourself, it allows you to, it allows people to look at you and realize that you're not genuine in what you're bringing.
Yeah.
So I think that being authentic to yourself, being genuine to yourself, that's kind of me, I believe.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Being able to sit here next to you and feel like we have the same goals and intention, not just for the chamber, but for Windsor-Essex. It makes day-to-day, makes coming into work a lot easier, a lot more fun.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Last thing before we wrap up is my favorite thing that I forgot to mention was Yvonne as a thumb.
Yvonne's thumb.
The Yvonne's thumb campaign. I can't even remember when, back in the early 2000s.
It was back, I mean, it's back when the Windsor Star created a digital ad.
Yeah.
And Yvonne became a thumb. She sent me a picture of myself after as a thumb, and I'm not a good looking thumb. Yvonne's a better looking thumb than I am.
Fair enough.
That was pretty funny. The fish fly photo, that was like, I mean, that was just happened, but that was hilarious.
Yeah. And even like when Shane was on here and he brought up the fact that his wife and I knew each other from way back in the day, and we threw up a picture of me looking.
Oh my God, I forgot about
little
that.
Nicky, I think
Your hair was so bad.
Is a moment.
Oh my goodness.
But no, honestly, this was a fantastic season. So thank you for, showing up with me and making this happen.
That was a lot of fun. Why don't you close it off for us?
I want to say, in a perfect world, we'll be back for season 2 very soon. So if you're interested, if anyone out there is interested in being in a future podcast episode, or if you have an idea of what we can talk about in a future season, tag us on social media, reach out to us. Like I said, we have an email, b2b@windsoresexchamber.org, or reach out to us personally. But
we just need a little short reset, short hiatus, and then who knows when season 2 will come out.
That's right.
It's like the most anticipated TV show. Like, when's Stranger Things 6 happening?
Exactly. When is it happening, and for how many episodes?
Yeah.
So a lot of fun, but honestly, at this point in time, I'd love to wrap this up with just explaining how this is the way in which that we connected all of our chamber members, all of our network together, and bridged it with what we do on a day-to-day basis, which is advocating for Windsor-Essex as a whole, being champions for the business community, and showing up as a team member on the chamber team.
Amazing.
So for that, I'm Matthew, sitting here with Ryan. That was Beyond Two Bridges, season 1. We will be back at some point in time for B2B again.